there has to be a pecking order to an extent if you want to utilize this big three the right way. And tonight looked like the blueprint for how this is supposed to work. Devin Booker is the guy that makes his team go. And he came out today and showed people why he's Devin Booker. He set the tone. Of all the people in the big three, the guy that I think needs to be second is Bradley Beal.
We're feeling good because the Suns actually put together a really good outing tonight, you guys. They started off hot in this one, kept it going through majority of the game. Sure, there was that little tiny lull there in the fourth quarter, but we won't talk about that one for right now. I think we got to talk about Bradley Beal.
Yes.
This is the first game we've gotten of Bradley Beal where it was like, all right, Bradley Beal showed up and came to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel validated.
Yes.
I've been saying since the start, like there's going to be a game where Bradley Beal is just going to be cooking and you're going to notice it. And what's ironic is both Book and him were cooking in this game at different points. And it was just, man, that third quarter was something special, man. It really was.
Ooh, baby. Friendly reminder, Bradley Emmanuel Beal Sr. Very good at basketball. Very good at basketball. This guy, I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. It took some time. But this was a nice reminder of how good this guy is. This guy is one of the best scorers in the entire NBA. And it felt good to see him after everything he's been through, the back, the ankle, all the ups and downs, for him to have that moment on TNT in LA in prime time. That's really cool for him. So way to go, Emmanuel. Love you, my guy.
It was great to watch, especially because I know we've gotten tired of beating the same dead horse about needing to see these guys out on the court together. But tonight was a good example of Book had it going in the first half. You try to take that away. Guess what? Beal's going to come at you with, pick and rolls with Kevin Durant. You can't stop that. It goes back to what they said before the season started about the whole you can't guard us all at once. As they continue to build reps, we're going to hopefully see more and more performances like this. And now that the dude is shaking off the rust, like you could see with the step backs, with the 3-point shots that he was hitting, like he is a really tough cover. And it's crazy that some people were saying we should bring him off the bench or comparing him to Austin Reeves before the season started.
He
like,
put
I'm
Austin
sorry.
Reeves on skates.
Yes.
tonight.
They cooked that boy so bad he left the arena with a tan by the time it was done.
How long have you been sitting on that one, Gerald? How long have you been sitting on that one?
I mean, they also, like, from the start, they threw a couple wrinkles at the Lakers that they hadn't done before.
Yeah.
At least not to my recollection. And then I did notice in the second half or in the third quarter, they pitted KD and Booker in the corners at the top of the key, and then they would flash Beal across the middle. And, oh, my God, all the room. Like, he just caught the ball. There was one where Anthony Davis, I swear, he could have just reached up and touched the net. That's how far back he was. And Beal's just looking at him at the free throw line like, okay, bucket. Like
Practice job.
Yeah, for sure. And then, it's funny, we were talking about him going at Austin Reeves. When Anthony Davis tried to match up with him, he was like, yeah, I'm going to cook your ass too.
Yeah.
And he got him a couple times, man. Like, I love it. And that was the aggressiveness. If you had been in this office, if you had been in this studio and watched the game with us, in the second quarter, Flex and I were losing our minds because, like, Brad, why are you passing?
Yeah.
Take it to the rim.
Yeah.
And because he kept trying to defer and it was like, finally, like, bro, ball. And then he did. And it was lights out after that.
Well, and that's a good way to get to the line, too. It's a good way to create physicality as well. We saw with Bradley Beal a little bit with Nurk here and there. I mean, his was more up and down than Brad's was, but it's like, make AD work. Make those guys like test them. Push them to the limit a little bit. See if you can get them in foul trouble. If you use your fouls, who cares? You got them.
You know what? This was the first game all year that I saw them pigeon hunting the whole game. The whole game. Whether it was Reeves, whether it was D'Lo, whether it was what's the young kid's name? I got just lost train of thought.
Christie.
Max Christie.
Max Christie. They were pigeon hunting the whole game. And when you got three guys that dynamic, that's kind of what you want to try to do every night. You want to try to find that mismatch and beat the hell out of it. And they stuck to the plan. And it's just a nice, refreshing sign that when this team is locked in and they're healthy and they get some things going, they can be tough, man. This team can be tough.
Funnest game of the year?
Absolutely.
It's up there for sure.
I mean, Miami's game was pretty fun too.
That was
I
a
did
good
enjoy that
one.
one.
The Knicks one was a fun one.
But we didn't have the
Yeah.
whole big three in
That's
that.
true.
true.
So I
That's
think
true.
this one's the funnest one. And then here's a nice little tidbit to take from this. I know Drew got sick, but to have this performance on technically the healthiest night of the year, this was supposed to be the first game that we haven't had anyone on the injured report. This is a nice way to start that little, that little bit of momentum as far as being healthy and then to have that performance.
Also, we had a J.O. dunk.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Don't even get me started.
boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. And that was a big play in the game. Like, that really shifted the game.
We talked about being a dog, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
be a
And it was
dog.
like that kind of like reinvigorated
Yeah.
everybody. It was just like, yeah, let's go at these dudes.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh Okogie for that one, man. That was fun. And I always love anytime we can give Josh Okogie some love.
He plays
Especially
hard.
when it comes to scoring points.
That was
Yes.
the dunk of the season so far for the Suns.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Struggling to think of a
And
better
on
one.
Jackson Hayes, right?
Right, like you
Which
couldn't
I
have picked a
love.
better
Yep.
person
Yeah.
to just like
Yeah.
yam on. Like,
Yeah.
not mad at that one. All right, guys, I think it's time to give out a few flowers. We're going to start with our big, bright, shiny star. And I don't know about you, but it's no surprise here. This one goes to Bradley Beal, of course.
Bright shining star.
Look at
Oh,
that guy.
look at that pose.
Look at that
He looks like
guy.
a Roman conqueror.
Yeah, he does, right? He does. Like, build the statue right now.
And one wasn't built in a day, but Bradley Beal was.
37 points tonight, 6 rebounds, 8 of 10 from deep.
Mhm.
He entered that third quarter with just 11 points, then got himself 20 in that quarter. That's what really took off for the Suns. That third quarter looked really good for them. But 8 of 10 for Bradley Beal. It's a season
Wow.
high, of course, for him.
Mhm.
This is a good game.
It was-
We've been waiting for Bradley Beal to pop off.
We've been waiting for Bradley Beal to pop off. We've been waiting for the Suns to shoot threes, and we'll get into that in the next segment. But it was great to see him not hesitate from three. Even one possession, he missed the three. They got the offensive rebound, kicked it right back to him.
yeah.
Splash. He was just uber aggressive, and you need to see that from Bradley Beal. A passive Bradley Beal does you nothing.
That's right.
It does you nothing. He's just another role player.
That's
He's
right.
no better than Grayson Allen, but a healthy and really focused Bradley Beal that wants to attack is just as good as Devin Booker. And that's what you need. You need 3 dogs out there. You can't have one of them be passive. They all have to be aggressive. KD, to me, a little bit just kind of took a back seat and let those two dudes cook. And good players, when they
Dude,
know they're
they
maybe
can do
just a
that.
little bit off compared to the other dudes, they'll defer, and that's fine. There's a difference, though,
Yes.
between deferring and being passive.
Yes.
When you defer, you just are acknowledging somebody else is hot. They're on a heater. Keep feeding the heat.
Mhm.
But when you are passive, that's what hurts because you're passing up opportunities that could actually help your team,
Yeah.
like Bradley Beal was doing in the second quarter. But then you change it to the third quarter, and you see the dynamic difference there.
You see, so, with time, we haven't had much time with the big three. With time, you start to see some things fall into place. And one of the things that I was interested in looking at was there has to be a pecking order to an extent if you want to utilize this big three the right way. And tonight looked like the blueprint for how this is supposed to work. Devin Booker is the guy that makes his team go. And he came out today and showed people why he's Devin Booker. He set the tone. Of all the people in the big three, the guy that I think needs to be second is Bradley Beal, because Kevin is so good at scoring and doing other things with limited opportunities. This guy, again, I've said this multiple times. Kevin, for his career, only takes like 17 shots. So if there's one guy that can be that third guy and you can rely on him to get 20, 25, 30, it's Kevin Durant. So tonight looked like a little bit of a blueprint. Book, you set the tone. Brad, you be a killer and be aggressive. And then Kevin's going to pick his spots, and he'll be the best player in the world at picking that spot as a number 3. So, I mean, I don't want to call anybody 1, 2, 3, but that pecking order feels good.